Well, good evening. I pray the Lord has been good to you today and that He has blessed you and is watching carefully over you today. I want to talk to you about something that seems to be lost in our world today, even among Christians, sadly to say. I want to read to you from Mark chapter 10. I'm going to read to you 42 through 44 out of Mark 10. To set the stage, James and John had asked something of Jesus. He wanted them to sit on. They wanted him to let them sit on the right hand and the left hand when they get into His kingdom. Of course, this made all the other disciples very angry. But Jesus had an answer for them, and it was this. He said, Jesus called them to Himself and said to them, "You know what those who are considered rulers over the Gentiles lord over them, and their great ones exercise authority over them. Yet it will not be among you. But whoever desires to become great among you will be your servant, and whoever of you desires to be first will be slave of all." We have lost the concept of giving in and serving others. It seems that people today only want to serve themselves, and if they do serve others, it is mainly for the purpose of getting something for themselves. I may do this for you, but I know I want it to do something for me. It saddens my heart, because that's not what it's all about. That's lost in marriage. We should serve one another, our spouse. We should serve our spouse and make them more important than us. And again, that's lost in so many marriages, so many relationships, and so much so in the church. People want to be recognized. They want to be patted on the back. They want to feel like they've accomplished something that makes them feel better. And there's nothing wrong with feeling better about yourself. That's a good thing. But that's not what this is about. If you want to be something in the kingdom, then you have to be a servant. And you serve others not because you have to, not because it makes you mad, but I'm going to do it anyway. You serve them because you love them, because you love God, because you love Jesus, because Jesus loved you first, and you want to please Him. They may not, the person that you are subservient to, the one that you become a slave to, and I'm not talking about being a slave to every whim that somebody has, but to do things for others that they don't ask to do things for others that make them feel good, that give them a better life. It may cost you something, but in the church world, we do that because we love Jesus and because that's what Jesus did for us, and we do that for others because we love them with the power and the love of Jesus Christ. And we want the best for them. We want only the best for them, and so we serve them. Don't jump in line first at the fellowship. Don't be first in line in things that are done at the church. Step back and let others take the limelight. The servant doesn't take the limelight. The servant steps back in the corner and waits, and when he's needed, he comes forward and he serves. And then he goes farther than that. He said, whoever desires to be first shall be a slave of all. That's tough. That's tough because people will abuse you. And I'm not saying that you should allow people to abuse you. But even in the Christian world, people will abuse you. Sometimes you got to tough it up and just do what the Lord's asked you to do. Even when people abuse that trust, when people abuse what you're doing for them. and they just want more and more. And again, you have to talk to the Lord and find out where the stopping point is. But what did Jesus tell those who, in his day, you had to walk with them a mile? If a Roman came to you and said, I've got this package that I'm carrying and it's heavy, I want you to carry it for me. You had to carry it for a mile. That's all you had to do. But what did Jesus say? Carry it another mile. Do the extra thing. Go farther than you have to. Love them the way Jesus loves you, because he paid a price. He paid a price. And we need to pay a price sometimes for loving others. If it costs you nothing, what did David say? I won't give God anything that costs me nothing. Don't let that be you. If you want to do something for God that counts, it's going to cost you something. It's going to cost you something. Are you willing to be a servant / slave? Are you willing to be that servant / slave? Are you willing to pay that price? I'm not asking you to be abused, but I'm asking you, are you willing to give up some self-approval, to give up some limelight, to give Jesus the glory? And that's what it's all about. He's very plain in what he says. You decide. Because if you want to be great in the kingdom, if you want to be first in the kingdom, then this is what it costs. I love you, and I pray that God will use you as a faithful, obedient servant. I love you. Bye-bye.